到咗星期四下晝啊，呢個移民幫到你嘅時間啦，我係帶你澳視環球嘅 Jenny 湯啊，今日好開心咧，邀請到芬蘭駐港總領事啊 Timo 咧，同我哋講下咧點解呢個芬蘭係咁開心嘅地方，連續7年攞咗全球最開心嘅國家獎咧嚇，咁啊我咧就會做少少嘅翻譯嘅啫嚇，盡量少啦嚇，咁啊大家英文好叻嘅我知道。So thank you so much for coming to our show, Timo. I know you're the Consul General of Finland. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience for a minute?
Thanks, great to be here. And I've been here now for 2 years in Hong Kong. My background is not really in Asia. I have been doing my foreign postings in Europe, and my work has mainly been in the field of security policy. I came from the neighbor country of Finland, Estonia, where I was serving as Finnish ambassador 4 years.
Wow.
And then I decided to kind of look a little bit further away.
That's very far. Interesting. Well, it's a free-flow interview, as you know, and so I want to encourage our followers, our fans to come in, say hi to us. And we've got a lot of hellos here already. Jimmy Yip, hello. Mr. W, hello. Chrissy, hello. Fire K, and they're saying hi to you. And yes, I'm so glad that you're waving to our followers. And so let's start from very interesting cultural questions first. I know that you guys are really good at music, and recently we've got a conductor for the first time, like someone 24 years old from Finland, who become the music director of the Hong Kong Philharmonic. Want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, he's a great guy, Tarmo Peltokoski, and there was a media conference last week, Thursday, where these news were announced, and of course that's fantastic for Finland to have from Finland a new music director of Hong Kong Philharmonics, and he's really fantastic. I went to his concert.
Oh wow, I look forward to that. I need to translate a little bit. 咁啊，啱啱線上個禮拜四啦，咁啊香港嘅管弦樂團啦就請咗呢一個芬蘭嘅好出名嘅一個music director，即係音樂嘅指揮啦，做佢哋嘅嗰個指揮㗎。咁咧就係即係我覺得嚇，如果24歲做到呢個指揮咧，一定係非常之出色啦，係咪？咁啊我自己都有同香港管弦樂團合作過啦，咁啊真係即係嗰個表演咧係好，即係佢個要求非常之高咁啊！香港嘅水準咧都係全球我諗其中一個最高嘅管弦樂團嚟嘅嚇，咁啊我都好期待咧可以去睇一睇佢哋呢一個年青又有為嘅音樂嘅指揮啊嚇。So other than music, so I know that your language actually is one of the most difficult in the world. So would you like to tell us a little bit about it?
It belongs to Finno-Ugric language group, and I don't think it's one of the most difficult. I didn't find it particularly difficult to learn.
Not for you, for sure.
But it's different from other European languages, and different, for instance, from our neighbor Sweden.
咁啊，芬蘭語其實係全球其中一個最難嘅語言嚟，不過佢話佢覺得唔係好難，梗係啦，佢嗰度大嘅。咁啊，can you tell us about your lifestyle?
Perhaps the first thing I want to say is that there's a certain simplicity and frankness. We are not necessarily kind of small talk people. We are frank and simple, and that then leads to kind of many particulars in the Finnish culture and how others portray us.
Okay.
And then the second is our close relation to nature that every people have in one way or another.
So 佢話咧，其實點解即係芬蘭嘅文化好簡單嘅啫，佢哋就唔係即係比較直接啦、老實啦，同埋係即係要求唔到好簡單嗰啲，所以生活咧都係比較快樂啦，同埋佢哋咧就係同大自然啦係好接近㗎嚇。And so well, you talk about nature. Why don't you tell us about your climate? Because I know you have this like really long like night, and we don't have it here.
Yeah, just checked in Helsinki, in our capital, which is southern Finland. The sun sets at the moment 10:30 in the evening.
Oh wow, 10:30.
Yes,
okay.
And rises just after 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so 10:30 is sunset.
Yes.
PM. And the sunrise is 4 a.m.
Yeah, which means that it never really gets dark.
Oh, okay.
And our temperatures, then one thing is that you have to be ready for almost everything. So in the summertime in Helsinki, it's let's say from 15 degrees to plus 30 degrees.
Really? 15 to
Yeah.
30?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you want to translate or
Yeah,
should
I
I
need to
go on?
translate a little bit。咁啊頭先講開啦，咁佢就話其實咧佢哋嗰個時間咧，因為你都知佢係一個有即係有一段時間咧會係得夜晚10點半先至日落啦，咁啊4點鐘太陽就出嚟啊，基本上咧就冇天黑乜滯，得個幾個鐘頭天黑嘅啫。咁啊另外咧佢個溫差咧就差唔多一日有4季啊，因為係講緊15至30度㗎嚇。And go on.
And winters in Helsinki are quite mild, but it can get up to minus 25 degrees.
Oh wow, minus 25.
Yeah,
Okay.
in Lapland it's cold
Oh, I've been to
in
Lapland,
the winter.
yeah.
And then about Lapland, I need to mention that in Utsjoki, the northernmost part, the sun will next time set go down 28th of July. It's all day round. You can see it.
What you mean like for 8 days?
No, longer.
For like
Sun is always there.
okay, for how long?
For almost
2 weeks?
30 days.
Oh, so almost a
Yeah.
month。咁佢就講咧，就話喺即係佢哋個頭先講咗溫差啦。咁跟住咧，佢冬天嘅時候咧，可以凍到係-25度啊！我係記得我去過 Lapland 咧睇嗰個叫做，cause I went to Lapland to watch that what do you call that? You know the Nordic Light。咁啊，都成-30度我記得，凍到阿媽都唔認得嗰啲啦。咁啊，同埋佢話佢哋咧有一個時間，so in July you get like a month of like all sunlight。
Yeah.
咁佢7月有段時間咧係成個月都差唔多咧，都係全日咧都係基本上係即係冇夜晚嘅嚇。Wow, so it's very. How do you get used to that kind of changes?
That's it's a good question. Perhaps everyone is a little bit down when it comes to September because we know that November is approaching and November may be in terms of weather the worst month. But then on the other hand, then soon after New Year, the daylight starts to get longer
Okay.
and we enjoy.
So in November it's like very long night then.
Yeah, long and then rainy, and normally we don't have snow yet. So when it gets snow,
Okay.
then it's a little bit lighter.
Okay, wow. Okay, so then I also know that in 即係咁即係講埋嗰個頭先佢講，即係雖然咧夏天有段時間就係差唔多全日都係太陽啦，但係去到11月嘅時候咧，佢又成日落雨啦，跟住又全日都天黑咁，即係差唔多全日都天黑咁嚇。所以我諗佢哋咧都係即係啲溫差同我哋梗係即係爭好遠啦咁。So in that sense then you know your weather can be quite miserable, but then you got for the 7th years in a row you become like the most what do you call that, like the happiest country in the world, but you have terrible weather in a way. So how does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right.
Why is Finland the happiest country for 7 years in a row, and and we want to keep it that way? There's many ways to look at it. One thing I want to mention is that, of course, in Finland we also have people who are in kind of dire situations, who have lack of resources or who have health problems or other problems. So being happiest country doesn't mean that inside Finland there wouldn't be people who have difficulties and who need support.
OK，咁佢話咧，其實即係當然，雖然話佢連續7年咧都係全球最開心嘅國家啦，但係唔代表佢哋咧冇一啲即係生活係困難嘅人㗎嚇，其實都有嘅。
And then why are we happiest? Two words most often come to play in this context when people try to find reason. The other is trust. It means that we are one of the least corrupt countries. We are
That's
number
impressive.
one. Yeah, and we are number one in governance
Okay.
and stability and so people have trust on the institutions, but also trust in their neighborhood.
Okay.
We trust on each other.
Right. You're telling me you trust me now?
Yeah, I trust you now. So
Thank
the
you.
word trust.
You're in
That's,
good hands.
That's that's one important.
Okay.
You wanna?
Yeah. So 咁佢就話其中一個重要嘅原因咧，就係佢哋好有個信任啊，同埋對政府啊，或者就算好似我咁啱可能大家唔係見咗好耐，咁都會覺得話都會相信即係嗰個互相信任嘅程度咧係好高喎。哇 ！That's almost like completely like our new changes here in Hong Kong is about like you know, like what do you call that? Like supervising or like checking on each other and see who is ratting out each other. So you're like the opposite. You trust each other instead of like checking each other.
I don't know, but I can't compare. But then the other word is freedom. That sense of freedom that people have, and it means that people have this feeling that they are masters of their own life and destiny, and they are free to take decisions. And I believe everyone, regardless of more or less everyone, regardless of their profession or education, they have this inner feeling that they are free to choose.
Okay, this part is really important because sorry, I have to translate a little bit. 咁佢就話咧，因為啲人民咁開心，第二個原因咧就係自由。咁佢哋覺得自己有選擇嘅權利啦，佢哋想點樣過自己嘅生活咧，其實咧都可以自己決定嘅。That's great. That's something that like some countries, the government tell you what to do, you just follow. So you guys are like you have your own decision, your own freedom.
There is this feeling in among our population that people can control their life. So these two things, trust and freedoms, are part of this happiness. And then there is a second way of looking at it is our connection to nature. So we are kind of
Thank you.
Let's say. It's used in military, boots on the ground, but I don't mean
boots
in military terms. But we are close to nature.
咁我話另外一樣嘢就係佢哋係同大自然啦，即係好近嘅接觸嘅。This part I have to agree with you because I think like a lot of people in Hong Kong or in like big cities, we are used to just being in a very crowded, always like bumping into each other kind of thing in each other's face. But in Finland, maybe it's so big, so that gives you more like space, right? Yeah, and so this is the three main reasons why it is the happiest country in the world.
Yeah, I think that's one way of explaining it, and there's very much also an element of self-perception that people feel that their life is such that they can sense being happy.
Right. OK， 咁佢話即係整體嚟講都係呢幾個原因啦。咁大家覺得好安全啦，好穩定啦，同埋即係覺得會係一個好嘅生活啦。我相信。So then can you tell us a little bit about like it seems like you have a very good education and this is like the best education system in the world. Can you tell us a little bit?
Traditionally, yes, we have a long tradition of having good education and free education. That's one. Even university education is free, and in our basic education, primary and secondary school, there's a big degree of equality, and that is perhaps the strength if you look at the whole picture of our education system, that everybody gets a chance, and we don't have like second class schools or school systems.
So what do you mean by second class school system?
In the sense of having a kind of a school systems which are not at the same level as our basic school system. So the school system is very equal to all our youth.
So in other words, all your school has very high standard, is that right?
All our schools should be having high standards. Of course, in terms of performance of the schools, there are differences, and we clearly can see that some schools perform better than others.
OK， 咁佢就講咧，其實芬蘭咧係全球啊，如果講教育嘅制度咧，佢都係第一位嘅嚇。咁即係佢就話其實芬蘭因為有由小學、中學、大學咧都係免費嘅。咁佢就話咧同埋佢哋嘅教育嗰個水平咧就係全部都係要求好高啊。咁當然每一間學校出嚟嘅學生嘅表現係有分別啦咁樣樣。 This is good to know.
And can I add,
Sure.
I met a lot of Hong Kong young people who have spent some time in Finland in universities as an exchange student or even making a master's degree.
Yes.
And all what I hear is positive. They have enjoyed and they highly appreciate our university system. And each year, some more than 100 Hong Kong students travel to Finland for exchange student.
Yeah, I interviewed one girl last time about half a year ago, or maybe a few months ago. Also, exchange student to Finland. Yeah. 咁佢就講咧，其實佢都好開心啦。香港有成過100個學生咧，就係去呢個芬蘭留學啊。咁啊，大部分咧佢都聽到係非常之高嘅評價嘅。So then we can ask you about the education system in Hong Kong. Then how would you compare that? Because it's like very different.
I'm not the best person to compare because I haven't really been too much into the Hong Kong education system. I have been talking quite a bit about collaboration that Finland and Hong Kong could do in education. If I try to kind of make some educated guess,
absolutely, please.
I would say that we don't stress so much on pouring information to the heads of the young
students.
People.
Okay.
So we leave little bit space for them, and perhaps it might be that we don't our working hours in the schools are not as long as here, and we don't demand so much homework as in some other countries they do. So it's this sort of a welfare aspect there also, and one talks about work-life balance. So we can say work-life balance in education, and that's what we are doing. And I think it's an important element of our education system.
That's good. Let me translate this part. 咁佢就話因為咧香港其實佢始終佢就唔係話好了解我哋嘅教育制度，但係佢話個重點咧可能咧分別就係佢哋唔係咁長時間啦，啲學生唔係話好辛苦咁啦，佢哋唔係話即係叫做填鴨式咁係咁執啲嘢叫你讀書啊背書啊，不停咁教你啦咁樣樣。佢就係反而好着重呢個咧係個學生自己發展嘅自由度嘅空間、自由空間啊自由嘅發展咁樣樣㗎嚇。咁啊其實係即係啟發。So it's more like inspiring children, isn't it? Rather than like pushing knowledge, you just inspire them.
Not so much pushing, and which means a little bit less stress and little bit more room for them to mature.
Right, so it's like critical thinking. You encourage them to have their own thinking, isn't it?
I would say so.
That's amazing. I think the governments are like really the opposite in here. They're trying to ask you to follow more.
Yeah, I cannot really compare that because I don't know how the system here functions. But
right.
But yeah.
But your system is pretty nice in that sense. So is that why your children are more like creative?
That may be, and that may be that there's a certain kind of relaxed attitude that young people have, and this sort of relaxed attitude helps in getting by in daily challenges.
OK，咁佢就話其實因為佢哋就係好，即係佢唔係鼓勵你老師講乜你就跟從啊，即係好似嗰隻死背啊、死練啊、死做啊嗰個 idea 啦。佢哋主要都係俾你有一個平衡啦，咁啊同埋細路仔咧就好啟發式嘅，就希望你有呢個批判性思維啦，咁啊有自己嘅諗法啦，同埋係即係。因為你人好 relax 啊，咁你個人 relax 咧，通常咧就會即係會個頭腦清晰啲啦。因為唔係太大壓力嘅時候，你點會有一個想像嘅空間咧？係咪？咁所以佢哋就比較有creative 啲、有創意啲嘅。That's very good. I think that makes children enjoy their lives and also help them to perform better in the future. So all right, we talk so much about education. Why don't we talk about fun? Like tell us a bit about your travel, like attractions that you would introduce to our followers.
I know there's a lot of Hong Kong people who travel to Finland, or alternatively who transit through with a Finnair flight through Helsinki to Europe. Most Hong Kong people, they have two destinations where they go. They, of course, capital region Helsinki, and then Lapland. They want to see aurora.
That's what I did. That amazing experience.
Yeah, and that's always when I meet somewhere on a hiking path. a Hong Kong person, the first thing they always say that, can you see aurora in Finland?
Yes, that's what I saw. I was like very impressed. Yeah, it's really beautiful experience.
So
Yeah， 咁佢就講咧，通常去旅遊嘅香港人咧，就會揀呢一個首都啦 Helsinki 啦，同埋呢一個Lapland 啦嚇。sorry 嗰兩個我都要翻譯，我都唔知叫咩中文嚇。咁 Lapland 咧就去睇呢個北極光啦，咁我就去咗睇啦，我就覺得超正超好玩啊嗰個經驗。And something more about your travel?
And then if I give some hint about
Yes,
some secret or
Yes.
where to go, I would first say go to the lake region, which is in the central Finland, a really huge area.
Okay, the lake region.
Lake region.
Okay.
With altogether we have some 180,000 lakes.
Oh wow, 180,000, 180. Okay, wow. 咁佢就話佢哋其實喺芬蘭有好多島嘅，有成180,000，即係十幾萬個島。180,000.
Yes.
That's a lot. 咁佢就話其實咧，你可以去芬蘭一個in the central you said that to watch the aurora.
No, in Lapland you
in
see
Lapland,
aurora.
right, sorry, yeah.
Aurora in Lapland.
Right.
But the lake region is really beautiful, and it's kind of undiscovered in terms of foreign tourism,
Oh.
and it's on the rise.
And it is on the central Finland or
On
in
the
Helsinki?
no, central Finland.
Central Finland 咁佢就話嗰啲，如果你想睇啲島咧，有成18萬個嗰啲小小嘅島咧，咁佢就話喺呢一個芬蘭嘅中部嚇。如果你想睇嗰個北極光咧，就去 Lapland 啦咁樣樣。咁我自己嗰陣時就喺挪威係即係叫揸車去啊，咁真係好好玩嚇。Oh, you got a question from the floor. So Giselle would like to know where's the best place to watch aurora in Finland. So you just said it's in Lapland, but is there any specific, like what do we need to prepare? Is it going to be very cold? And do we need to book our own car, or we can just walk over there? How does that work?
One thing is that don't go there in July to look for aurora. but
Not in July for sure.
Let's say from December to
March
or February, the dark months.
Okay.
And because then the aurora is at its best. But then another thing is that it's not like having a sunny weather, that you can have a weather forecast and then they will say that, oh, now it's going to be sunny weather.
Okay.
Aurora is there if it is there.
Okay.
There's no kind of a certainty.
Prediction.
I can never give a kind of a certain prediction that next Sunday you will see aurora.
So, but then you said the best period would be like end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Christmas, Chinese New Year around that time.
Yeah.
咁佢就話因為咧北極光啊，唔係話好似我哋預測又冇落雨啊、太陽咁樣樣啊，佢就好難同你講話下個禮拜日去就一定有啊。咁啊，總之又唔好講，即係唔好揀暑假啦，最好就聖誕啊、新年嘅時候去咧，嗰個時間就機會大啲嚇。And so this is very useful tips.
And another area in Finland that I would want to mention in terms of secret destination.
Yeah, I love secret destinations.
Finns know it is the archipelago in southwestern Finland, close to Turku. And I just went to Ahvenanmaa, Åland Island, which is the bigger island in the archipelago.
Okay.
Which is kind of autonomous region, Swedish speaking.
Okay.
But it's really fantastic, this archipelago, and go there. You need a boat.
Wow！咁佢就講緊另一個地方咧，頭先佢講嗰個 region， 佢講幾個我全部都唔識啊，都未去過。但係佢話你可以咧租隻船咧，咁然之後就係去睇嗰啲島㗎嚇。咁啊呢啲佢話冇咩人知道㗎。我哋就係今日就同大家講下啲比較神秘，但係又好值得去睇嘅旅遊點嚇。That's a very good sharing. And so we know so much about this attraction in Finland, and we would like to know because a lot of our followers here, they are savvy investors, and there are lots of people leaving Hong Kong in the past few years, as you know. So we are looking for opportunities in Finland, like for immigration or for investments or education. So what would you recommend to us?
I would say Finland is a good destination. We have high standard of living. One can manage with English in Finland. And in fact, Finland is getting a lot of talents because we are very, very good in IT and a very vibrant startup community. So we have a lot of talents from all over the world coming. So students are already coming to Finland, and talents we hope to see and explore Finland. We are not just Aurora and Father Christmas.
Father Christmas. I know it's a wonderful place. So let me translate a little bit. So 咁如果大家係即係聽咗咁耐啦，覺得芬蘭真係好正嘅話咧，其實咧芬蘭咧當然都係有移民嘅方案啦。咁第一咧就係佢提到係人才啦，咁人才全球而家都渴求㗎啦嚇。咁你可以首先去讀下書先啦，咁讀大學啊、碩士啊、博士咁啦，咁之後留低啦，當然要揾嘢做啦。咁 otherwise 咧，其實投資移民咁我哋而家幫到你啦嚇。咁講緊咧係35萬歐咧，就係投資喺當地一個對你自己本身嘅 background 係有相連性嘅生意啊，咁呢啲我哋當然都會幫到你啦。咁就係即係譬如頭先佢講 startup 啦，或者一啲fintech 啊或者 IT 類型嘅嘢等等啦。咁佢哋仲有一個要求咧，就係呢個居住要求啊。咁大家咧即係佢其實真係要都要住一個長嘅時間㗎，講緊都成如果攞簽證去就唔使啦，如果你要攞永居咧，就本來係4年，而家又改咗6年㗎嚇。咁要入籍仲要耐啲，同埋係要考芬蘭語㗎嚇。咁呢啲咧，我哋就好多香港人咧，其實就一路都而家係研究緊啊，睇下去邊度好㗎嚇。So if we want to move to Finland, then do you advise because Hong Kong people have usually they sell their properties and they get millions of dollars, they want to invest in that place where they move to. So do you think buying a property in Finland or specifically in Helsinki would be a good idea?
It's a good idea, but one should look at the other alternatives also. We have these, but in Chinese context, people talk about second tier and third tier cities. So these are really charming. These smaller towns, Turku, Tampere, Jyväskylä, Oulu, and Rovaniemi in Lapland. So and there are opportunities in each one of them.
OK， 咁佢就話如果你投資嘅，你喺翻首都啊買樓啊，梗係好啦。咁但係其實如果你話喺啲2、3線嘅城市咧，其實佢哋都有一個 potential 啊，潛在嘅升幅啊，或者潛在長遠嘅回報喺度㗎嚇。So we would like to know what kind of money are we talking about? Say in the capital, if you have a couple, 2 people, like a 2-bedroom apartment, and would that be like a $5 million? In here 200. Maybe 400 square feet for 2-bedroom here. So I don't know in Helsinki how big that is and how much. In Hong Kong, I would say at least around 10 million, maybe in a good area.
Yeah, two-bedroom apartment in the Helsinki region. Maybe the prices really vary a lot, so depending of the condition and location. But maybe between 200 and 600,000 euros.
Okay, so it would be about 2 to 6 million Hong Kong.
Yes,
around there.
Yeah.
Let's say around 4 million in the middle.
Up to 5 million euros.
About
Hong Kong.
5 million Hong Kong dollars.
Yeah.
OK， so 咁佢就話如果你喺翻市中心買嘅，咁兩房兩個人住嘅話，譬如可能都係around 500萬港紙度啦。咁 it's not like about half our price then, I think.
Okay, and then when you go to Tampere or Turku, the prices are clearly lower, and so it's high in our view, but it may be much less than in Hong Kong.
Yeah， 咁佢話你去啲2、3線嘅平啲啦，咁樣樣。Well, this is good to know. And then if people want to start their own business in Finland from Hong Kong, what would you advise? Maybe a cafe, Hong Kong cafe, or Chinese restaurant, or what would you advise?
That's a hard question.
What would you think we can start doing?
I would first say that look at the companies which are recruiting workers, and they are recruiting foreign workers also, and perhaps that's easier way, and also in the sense that then you step in to Finland, and you can with that you don't commit yourself for long term. You can kind of take a taste for 1 or 2, 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And
So
then
think
go
about
for
it later.
Yeah, if you right away come to establish a company.
Oh, I see.
So that's also one way Finnish this sort of relaxed way of approaching that.
That's a good advice.
That take a step that you can then at some point assess whether that's the right way or right direction or not.
Yeah, that's very
But you are
good.
going to like it anyhow.
咁佢講到好，佢話嗱，其實咧你唔使趕住去投資啊，趕住去開一間香港茶餐廳啊，或者開一間叫做咩黃記中國菜嗰啲咁樣啦嚇。咁佢意思就係你去到住1、2、3年中意啦，咁你到時再睇下搞啲咩啦。咁不過佢話肯定你會好中意芬蘭嘅嚇。咁我哋都同意嘅咁。So you got a question from the floor. Hi Timo, what is your favorite restaurant or cuisine in Finland?
The cuisine refers to kind of a meal.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
And then I would say that we are serving in my residence to Hong Kong people, friends who are visiting us, Karelian pies, and that's a very traditional Finnish. This sort of not bread, but a pie that you can take into your hand and then eat.
It's a pie.
Yeah, it's made of rice dough.
Okay.
And then inside rye duff and then rice inside.
Okay, interesting.
And yeah, that's one that comes into mind. And another I want to mention, because the list is long, but I want to mention that in the summertime, we like to eat sausage and grill sausage.
Okay.
We are grill people.
Grilling.
We are grilling.
Yes, it's not like in Australia they like barbecue sausage, or in the US it would be like mustard sausage and it's a hot dog then.
Yeah. We grill sausage in the summertime and enjoy life.
Okay, and 咁我就講其實我都唔係好知佢嗰種咩係一種pie嚟㗎嚇，咁佢就中意食呢啲芬蘭嘅嘢啦，咁同埋即係夏天佢哋就烤呢一個 sausage，即係嗰啲咁香腸咁樣。So I want to ask, in Hong Kong, do you have any like a Finland restaurant here? Finnish restaurant.
We used to have, but at the moment we don't have. We have a couple of Finnish chefs who are working here in one Michelin and.
In Central, in Soho or where?
Now I'm too bad in locating.
Okay.
Locating. The other one is in any case a kind of private facility.
Okay.
High class facility in close to Ocean Park.
Okay.
And the other is here, and then there's a restaurant called Finds in Kowloon. And that finds come from Finland, Iceland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden. So it's kind of Nordic.
OK，咁佢話其實喺香港都有嘅一啲芬蘭嘅餐廳，咁佢講嗰間咧就喺九龍，但係佢冇講九龍邊度啦，就係有晒成個 Nordic 啊，即係芬蘭啊、Sweden 啊同埋其他嗰幾個國家嘅菜咁樣樣啦嚇。咁就其實咧，so we would like to know like
let me still say that I mentioned sausage.
Yes.
You see my grey hair, so.
No, this is a nice color. I like
it. I like to tell these stories, preferences, but then many young people would emphasize a kind of vegetarian food.
Oh,
of
yes,
course.
Yeah.
It's very trendy in Finland also.
In Hong Kong also, yeah.
Yeah, we have those kind of alternatives to meat nowadays.
Okay, yeah.
And Finland is producing a lot of those, and also bringing here some.
A lot of what producing?
Those vegetarian alternatives.
OK，咁佢話其實咧都講翻就雖然佢自己中意食呢個香腸啦，我都好中意食啦，但係佢話佢哋都好多人咧係食素啊。OK, well, we got enough about food. Actually, we would like to know more about your culture because I remember one of my followers here just asked me on Monday, have I watched Falling Leaves, which is a Finnish movie. And actually it's showing in Soho House tomorrow. I'm going to watch it. So can you tell us a little bit about your movie? Because I think that one got a lot of awards, right?
It got, but the producer of that movie, he has a long career. And in fact, there was a Broadway Cinema had a retrospective of Kaurismäki. Aki Kaurismäki is the producer of his movies. Some 20 or even more movies were played in May and June, and I understand that they sold very well here.
Yeah.
And, so he's just a great producer. And there's something very Finnish in the way he is doing it. It's this simplicity. And the thing is that the actors are not really speaking too much.
Okay.
And there's a lot of quiet moments and yeah, you get an impression when you look at Fallen Leaves.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check it out tomorrow. And then, you got a message from Lau Esther Lau. I've been to Finland in Chimsachu. Oh, fine, fine. In Chimsachu is nice. Maybe I should check it out at some point. I mean, I haven't get a chance to. And so I think 嗰個講翻個電影啦，佢就話其實佢呢一套就攞咗好多獎啦，咁就基本上佢話即係好芬蘭嘅生活咯，即係好多佢可能冇對白，但係就即係總之即係佢哋嗰個 style 咁樣樣咯嚇。So we would like to know something because it's really interesting that you have a very interesting traditional culture. I know silence is like a very acceptable. Like communication style, isn't it? Can you tell us a bit about your traditions?
Yeah, it's just another example about what Finnish culture, the style that we have, that is perhaps very deep in our tradition. The architecture of Alvar Aalto, and he's known all around the world, and a lot of Asian tourists go to see buildings that were designed by Alvar Aalto. So there is this sort of simplicity element in our culture, and what is making that? Hard to say. Perhaps it is the white nights and the white winters.
Oh. So 咁佢就講其實佢哋嗰個其中一樣即係生活個傳統就係真係好簡單嘅，咁可能因為佢哋即係有一段時間每一年都係好長嘅即係夜晚啦，又即係可能係慣咗係有啲即係唔講嘢嘅時間，所以就 because it's very odd in like if we are friends in Hong Kong or in America or like those places, people would keep talking, but not in Finland, right?
Yeah, it's we do talk and we are not kind of shying away in a company, but yeah, it's still I think it marks Finnish style that not too much small talk, unnecessary small talk.
That's good. 咁佢哋話即係唔需要夾硬去吹水嘅，中意講啦，唔講佢哋寧靜都好好嘅嚇。So we have just a little bit of time left, so I want to ask like if anyone have questions for Timo, please just send us a message. So 係啦，你有啲咩問題啊？大家就可以隨時問佢啊，剩翻少少時間啫。So we would like to know like enough about Finland. So what do you think about Hong Kong?
It's great. It was first time for me to be in Hong Kong when I came, and first time, in fact, in Asia.
Oh wow!
And it's great, and especially I have to mention that I'm an outdoor person, so this opportunity to take a metro and just step out and go hiking, that's fantastic. So I like to do hiking and. So Hong Kong is great. I just came from Finland. I was 6 weeks on vacation.
Okay.
And it was great to come here and see.
It's like your second home now.
Yeah, skyline, and there is some spirit.
The Hong Kong spirit?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the vibrance, isn't it?
Yeah.
OK， 咁佢就話咧好中意香港啦，因為佢又中意 outdoor， 成日中意戶外活動，咁佢會自己走去行下山啊咁。同埋佢啱去完呢個6個星期放咗假喺呢一個芬蘭啦，翻到嚟佢話覺得香港簡直啦香港個 energy 啦我哋嗰個能量啊咁啊係充滿動力嘅呢個動感城市，咁佢覺得而家都已經係佢個 second home 嚟㗎啦咁。Well, I think it's time to wrap up, but before that, I would like to ask you to maybe say something to our audience, our followers in Finnish maybe, and translate into English, of course.
Käykää katsomassa Suomea, se on jännä maa.
Wow, that sounds like a song to me. So what's that in English?
Go to see Finland, it's an exciting country.
咁佢就話咧係啊，好啊，大家記住去芬蘭玩啊！咁芬蘭係非常之係呢個好刺激嘅國家嚟嘅。Okay, thank you so much for coming to our show today, and I hope everybody really enjoy your presence today. And 多謝我哋嘅總領事啦，咁就希望大家都中意啦今日。And anything you want to say?
Well, thank you for you, and thank you for all those who were watching this broadcast, and it was really great to be here.
Thank you. So I will see you another time soon. Bye.
Yep, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.